The UK says goodbye to Muhammadu Buhari. Nigeria's former president was laid to rest in Daura on Tuesday after passing away in London at the age of 82 last weekend. His death has prompted global tributes and reflections on a complex legacy that spans military leadership, democratic transition and national security reforms. I sat down with Senator Rochas Okorocha, a former governor of Imo State and a long-standing political associate of Buhari. Senator Okorocha, who served as a key figure within Buhari's APC-led government and once sought the presidency himself, offers a deeply personal and political perspective on Buhari's leadership, their shared vision for Nigeria, and how the late president's passing marks the end of a significant chapter in the country's modern history. I saw you, of course, on Sunday at the London clinic. You were one of the early callers. You obviously knew President Buhari personally and politically. In your view, what were some of his core principles or values that truly defined him as a leader?
First, let me just start by saying that Buhari was a great leader. May his soul rest in peace. But let me probably use this opportunity to express my personal feelings about his demise, especially on that very Sunday when we went to the hospital. I felt proud as a Nigerian that despite our political differences and our challenges, local challenges, when serious matters of death or similar issues come up, we brace up and become a united people. I think I must commend Nigerian President Tinubu for that, especially going to the hospital at that very broken moment where sadness filled the air, a sense of loss was there, families were grieved, not knowing what to do. The call came, and it was all over the social media that the president has ordered the vice president with a powerful delegation to leave immediately to London because we lost the leader. And that was what happened. When that news came, everybody had it. I was there with Alaj Daura and Mama Daura and some of the family members with Senator Sani and some group of family friends. When that news came, and everybody felt like, oh, it was a relief that a nation was involved. I think that was the healing point, that particular breaking news. Thereafter, the question was, has the vice president taken off? Is he coming? And when the vice president arrived, he took charge. He went to the family, he went to the hospital, he went to the embassy, he went so many places. Took
Unity.
Charge. And that alone, to me, defines who we are. That we are caring people, that we are such a lovely people, that despite our political and religious differences, we are still one when it comes to issues like this. So, but talking about the person of Muhammadu Buhari, I would consider it a privilege that I had known him for a very, very, very long time, much more than most Nigerians would say they do. Having contested 3 elections with him, one in 2003, one in 2015, and one in 2019. So I went through the whole line of politics with Buhari.
Was he a tough opponent?
He was a tough opponent, especially for the 2 elections. For one of the elections in 2003, it's another story to be told some other day because we're talking about the late.
Yes.
So he's such a great man, highly misunderstood, but remains who he is. You can change him. He's in a different class of being. Nothing bothers him. Most people you can read Buhari as a book from the perspective you want to take him. As a man who is mean, he qualified. As a good man, he's okay with it. As honest guy, he qualified. As a man who, there's nothing anyone can talk about Buhari that does not pick a part of him. That's what makes him an enigma, a unique person to understand. So I think some are the same. He's a great man.
Talking about some of his personality traits, over the past couple of days, of course, there have been many tributes. One word that sticks out is humility. How does one remain humble and lead a nation as complex as Nigeria?
Well, one of the secrets of Buhari is that Buhari does not believe in primitive accumulation of words.
How?
As a person, the things of this world does not actually He doesn't care about
vanity.
Vanity to him. I think he sees from that perspective.
Yeah.
So this idea of owning houses.
He was a rich man.
Well, to the one you can define, but there's something being a rich man made by yourself and one that people are around you make you look rich. But Buhari, I don't think Buhari is somebody who really wants anything for himself. He's satisfied with whatever he has and he's contented with it. But somehow, he needs nothing, so he doesn't ask for anything. Throughout his elections, Buhari never asked anybody, please can you give me £1 for my campaign? In fact, sometimes we gossip him to say, even when you give him money, as if he's doing you a favor collecting your money. so he's such a personality that is quite difficult to pin down in one sentence. It's the complexity of his nature makes him who he is.
You were obviously Imo State Governor during the time of him being president. What were those meetings like with him? Give us some insight. Was he ferocious at times? Did he ever get angry?
Yeah, he doesn't get angry. But you can't even say whether he's angry or not angry. Only I tell you what Buhari does, which is so... I still can't understand even as I speak to you, is that Buhari does not take a decision. The eventual decision will come from you. One of the greatest experience I had with him was making Adam Oshimele the national chairman of the party. And after having meeting with Maman Daura and the late Bullet, may he rest in peace, and Abba Kyari, the former chief of staff, and I was the chairman of the APC Governors Forum. There was confusion as to who the president wants to be his candidate. And we have gone to him several as governors. He wouldn't make any commitment. At the point, he let us, whoever we want can come. So this day, I was, after having a meeting with these three gentlemen, I was asked to meet him. Because I was one of such people who could change his mood and talk to him. Anytime it looks like he doesn't like his situation, I put it to him direct. So I went to him and said, Mr. President, who do you want as chairman? Tell me. Well, I don't really have whoever. I said, Mr. President, from all your body language, I think you want Oshimole. And he said, Oshimole was such a fighter. He joined me again. Oshimole is a good fighter. As a labor, he fought. So I knew why he was. I said, so we'll settle for Oshimole. He didn't say yes, he didn't say no. So this day we came for a meeting. And I reported back to those that I had discussion with. I came back. One day I called the governor's meeting to go and meet go and meet Buhari on the issue of Oshimole. And I said to Abba Kyari, he should not attend the meeting. Let me go in there and work it out because he has to take a decision. They had to fight, say, Your Excellency, whoever you say should be chairman, should be chairman. And I know, so I went there and said, Mr. President, I discussed with you. You said you want Oshimole. Do go with Oshimole. Tell us here. And that's how Oshimole became national chairman of the party. So is he
aware of that?
Oshimole
is also aware of that.
He's aware. Of course, Oshimole knew that I made him the chairman. He would have had my intervention. Oshimole would have been chairman at that point. So he knew that. But again, that's President Muhammad Buhari.
Yeah, that was his style.
And sometimes you are with him, he will say no word for hours. So the day we went to Germany, I was in his company. The day he made a statement that my wife belongs to my kitchen and other room, I was with him. So we went in a flight with Vice President Shetima, then governor. Right. And when we were in the plane, and President Buhari sat there, and Shetima sat, and I sat with one other governor I can remember. So they served us dinner in that presidential destiny, and we ate. After eating, he had a bundle of newspapers, so he used to want to cover his face. I started reading, so which means he's going to read that newspaper until we get to where we're going to.
Wow.
Then I said, Mr. President, we didn't come here for food. We come here so we can talk with you. Drop this phone, this paper, let's talk. And he will laugh. So that kind of person, very diplomatic guy. So I think he's an easygoing guy if you really understand him. Yeah. But if you are not careful, people around him can utilize his power because of his silence and perform dangers and evil, if you want to say that.
We've got a young generation of Nigerians, many of whom are not familiar with President Muhammadu Buhari. How do you think they should remember him? We've already got lots of controversial statements on X that people have to wade through.
Well, I think President Muhammadu Buhari is a child of destiny. Why do I say that? I think the greatest thing that demystified Buhari was his running for president. God forbid, but if Buhari had died before becoming Nigerian president, you have seen people going to his grave to worship him. He had that natural love from people. Some people believe he's not human. People try to achieve, I don't know, the mystery that surrounds him, very unusual. And if you go close, there's no reason, you can't understand why. But one of the greatest things that happened to Nigeria and mankind is that Buhari became president, and we know that he can make mistakes, and he's human, and that he also can be talked to and touched. But if Buhari had died way before that time, I'm sure people have been going to his grave as like they go to Mecca.
Yeah.
That kind of thing he carries. How he does it, I do not know. But I think it's a gift of nature. And come to think of it, he lived a good life. He became a president. While he was a president, people believed he couldn't make it. That's when he said Buhari died. And I was one of the people who I was there with him and encouraged him a lot. I did encourage him a lot. Even when at the most trial time, most of us stood with him, because we believe that there's something he could offer to the nation. So Buhari is such a person. And for younger generations, I think they will read about him as a unique leader who came to this world, did his own part, exited at the time he did, achieving what he wanted to be. Yeah. He wanted to be a president. After many trials, he became a president. People thought he was going to die in the office. He didn't die. He died 2 years after and had such a heroic state burial, which is second to none.
That's right.
So he lived a good life as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, distinguished Senator.